Guys, today we are roof racking, all right, on the old 4th gen. I already started popping off these little plastic things. I don't know if you guys ever taken these off before. These covers here, they go on here like so, and you just pry them up and they just pop off with these little stupid clips. And I ain't keeping mine, so I didn't care about breaking it. And out here in Arizona, things get a little fragile out here in Arizona, at least the plastic does. So got an Alpha Foxtrot roof rack we're gonna be putting on this sick unit. Let's get her done, dude. So like I said, these covers, they just pop off. And it looks like we got some bolts here I'm gonna zip off, and I think this whole unit just come off. It's gonna look great in my trash can. This thing right here. Yes, sir. So let's zip these bolts out. And then the bad thing is I bought this roof rack with no instructions. So we're gonna see. This might get interesting. All right, so it looks like these are a 12 millimeter. Let's see how they go. Oh yeah, no issues. Okay, we got issues. Gonna have to get something bigger. All right, so you gotta break these suckers loose. Had to get the old ratchet out, break them loose. Get your 12 millimeter on there, and then you can zip them off with your little impact, if you got one. If not, then these bolts come out, and oh, looks like they got a little bit of silicone on there. All right. So we got one more set of bolts up there. We're gonna pull this thing off. So naked, so streamlined though. Whew. Let's see what that looks like up here. Ooh, scrumptious. Well, hopefully I have all the parts. Here's the front wind fairing thing. So let's see here. All right, I think I got this laid out the best that I understand the way this goes together. So this is your back piece, obviously, across the back. I did put these bolts in here. There's 2 more on the inside there. Like I said, I don't have any instructions, guys, and this is what it came with. I imagine these blocks here are for mounting it underneath and down, because it kind of drops into the rail up there. So I got a piece of weather stripping, and the only thing I'm seeing that's funky is these cross rails here have like machined holes out. I don't know if it was supposed to come with some things that pop in there to lock and hold stuff down, but there's 3 that have those machined holes, and there's 3 that do not. So maybe that's why I got this thing at a discounted price. And it's not like I can take it back to the manufacturer, or I call or ask them, because the company went out of business. And like I said, I got this off of a guy on OfferUp. So, you know, we're just gonna roll with it. So anything crazy, and I did not pay a high price for this. So all right, well, so I'm gonna bolt the outer shell together. I think, I don't know, maybe I'll put the whole thing together and then lift it up there and mount it down. I don't know, I'm still debating. One more thing, you know, like I said, I don't have any directions, but I always put Loctite on stuff like this. I mean, if you're planning on, I mean, even driving down the road on a regular driving, stuff vibrates loose. But if you plan on going down dirt roads, trails, stuff gets vibrated loose and falls off all the time. So use some Loctite on all your bolts. Got a little bit of goo right there. Let's put a little goo. So I think this is all the farther I'm gonna go with it before I put it on the roof, because I want to see where these bars land. So I'm gonna throw this weather strip on here, on the front here, to protect my beautiful paint. I mean, I wouldn't want to get it scratched or anything, you know. So I put some silicone based stuff on the bolts and also on the bottom of these. Yeah, just see. Ugh. Anyway, so that way it doesn't leak. I'm sure there's gonna be some water that sits in these rails, and I don't really care about paint or looks, but I definitely don't want water coming in on us. So, all right, so I'm gonna have somebody help me throw the rack up here. We're gonna set it down in place. Don't forget, guys, you gotta reuse your bolts from your old rack. So don't throw those away. You're gonna need them. All right, so we got the outside frame of this thing setting up here. And just so you know, if you don't have a wrench like this, I would highly recommend getting one. 12 millimeter with a ratcheting end in it. These bolts back in here, those bolts are extremely hard to tighten down with this rail in the way. And you have to have this rail on first, because there's 2 screws that are underneath here. You will not be able to get in once it's installed either. So you got to put this back rail on first. So I'm glad I did that. Put this back rail on, build the outer assembly of it. Of course, if you guys are watching this, you probably got a rack with instructions, you lucky ducks. So then to get to those bolts is very difficult. So I would highly recommend getting a 12 millimeter ratcheting wrench. Fortunately, I had one. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this down. And then I'm gonna space my rails out, my little crossbars, see where they land. Oh, and I think they just bolt on up and through here. I think they bolt on up through here, so I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I did. Got the rails spaced out. I think this is where I'm gonna put them. The ones with the machined that I was trying to figure out, I didn't look anything up or anything. It's not like I watch YouTube or anything, but if I'm gonna put these upside down just so they all match, because I don't know why some of them have those machined holes. Maybe somebody can let me know. Maybe there's some sort of like clip-in deal that helps you hold stuff down. I don't know, but if I figure out what they are, and I can always just unbolt them, flip them back over. But I want them to all match. Okay, putting these rails on, guys. Not gonna lie, these are actually really not fun to put on. Not fun. Okay, another thing I'm doing, I thought I was gonna be able to put a little bit in here and zap these on with my screw gun. No, this clearance right here, you're not gonna be able to get your screw gun driver bit in there. At least I wasn't, you know. And doing it by myself, I gotta put a little block over there to hold the back end up straight, because otherwise it's tilted down like this, and it's really hard to get the thread started. Unless you like stripped out threads. I don't particularly, not my thing. Another thing I thought was kind of tacky. I don't know if you guys can tell, it's kind of dark, but from down here, you're gonna be able to see these silver and gold bolts. Kind of tacky. So I got myself some professional automotive paint. Okay, it's just Rust-Oleum. But anyway, I've been spraying these black. That way you don't see them. I already didn't like the fact that they didn't come with black bolts here, but whatever. Like I said, guys, I am gonna beat the snot out of this thing. If there's one thing I don't put on, I never put anything on my vehicle unless I'm going to use it and probably abuse it. So if anybody even cares or watches my videos and actually cares about my opinion, I can check back in later. Matter of fact, like 2 weeks ago, I had IBC totes strapped to the top of this 4Runner, and we were going up this monster hill out of my property. And I think I'm gonna post a video about that as well. So this thing is gonna be used and abused. So we'll see how it holds up. It seems pretty strong. I don't know, but I'm not throwing surfboards up there. This thing's gonna be used for who knows what. Had to take a rip off the old shred bowl. Oh yeah. Let's finish it, brother. Okay, guys, ran into a little issue. If you look and see, this is where you put your bolts into. See those nice threads in these, in the pretty end of this thing? Look in this one. I'm trying to thread this bolt in here. I'm like, why is it not going in? I don't know if you can look in there closely. There is no threads in that at all. Splendid. I'm gonna see if I can tap it out. I do have a kit to tap stuff, so the rest of these seem to be threaded, so I think I'm good, except for in that one. Awesome. So like I said, I got this sucker discounted, so expect some frustrations. I expected that, but I guess I didn't expect that particularly, but other than that, it's looking all right, dude. Easy peasy, but I am done with this thing, dude. I'm glad it's on, glad it's done, glad I didn't have to pay some guy to do it, kind of. If I was rich, I probably would, but I'm not. But other than that, guys, I think it came out all right. It's all right. I think it's better than factory. And you know, I paid about half the price for this particular rack as I would of a brand new one of these, so I think it looks pretty good. So we'll see how it does. You know, like I said, I'm not afraid to strap a bunch of stuff up there and see how it holds up. That is it, guys. I'm sure off-road places are going to charge you a couple $100 to do this. Again, saving money, brother. Have a good one, guys.